The one main component to progression is not talent, it's time. I'm Tom Feldman, and this is Play Country Blues. Hey, I'm Tom Feldman with PlayCountryBlues.com. In today's video, we're going to talk about progressing. A lot of people enter this new season with these resolutions about what they want to do to progress and get better in the new year. And let's just face it, resolutions tend to be just wishful thinking, because the one main component to progression is not talent, it's time. If you don't have time, you can't progress. And the reason for that is the next component is consistency. You need time to be consistent. If you don't have the time to be consistent, you can't progress. And whatever you give your time to and that consistency to, you're going to progress in that area. So with time and consistency, there's really two roads you can go down, because you either have the time or you don't have the time. If you don't have the time, then the first road is to not worry about it and just play the guitar and just have fun with what you're doing. And you don't need to be learning and learning and learning and learning. There's nothing wrong with playing at the level you are at right now. It's not wrong not to progress. And I think that that's something that gets pushed on us so much, is that if you're not progressing, then what are you doing? Well, the majority of us are just playing our guitars. I know for me specifically, when I was touring full time, the years that I did that were those years that I progressed the least amount as a guitar player. The years that I did no touring and I had time every single day to play the guitar were the years that I got to be a much better guitar player. So if you don't have the time, you're working, you've got a family, it's just not at the top of your priority list. You're not trying to be a professional musician. This is just something you do for fun. In the time that you do have, spend it just playing the songs you like, or spend it playing the riffs you like, or playing with who you like. Don't worry about what is going on in social media, who's doing what, what's happening in the industry. And none of that stuff even matters if you're not a part of it. And even if you are a part of it, it doesn't even really matter. But just play the guitar and have fun. Now, for those of you who do have the time and you're like, man, I'm all in on this, I would still suggest having blinders on, narrowing your focus, and not working on 50 different things. I know the only reason I've been successful in what I've done, and when I mean successful, I don't mean that people know who I am or that I've produced a lot of content. To me, I've been successful because I've been able to do what I wanted to do. And for me, on the onset is I heard acoustic blues for the first time when I was 17 in 1997. And I said, I got to learn how to do that. I have to learn how to do that. And that has been my aim for nearly 30 years now, is I got to know how to do that. And so for me, the success has been learning how to do it and understanding how to do it. And yes, there's been times when I've got to do that at a professional level, but most of the time I'm in this room just working out songs or just playing songs. I'm doing the work of it. Nobody sees me doing it. I'm just chipping away little by little. And there has been many instances where I'm working on let's say Charlie Patton. When I did my Charlie Patton DVD lesson through Stefan Grossman's Guitar Workshop, I spent an entire year on just those songs, meaning I selected the songs that we were going to do, which was mainly by requests. The aim for the Stefan Grossman projects was to get as close to the original recordings as possible. And that was a deep dive to get to know the music at that level. Took an entire year of every single day, a couple hours a day, specifically dedicated to just those songs. And that's what I did for that entire year, was just those songs. Skip James, I did the exact same thing with Skip James. Skip James took me an entire year to develop that DVD lesson. So that is what I mean by all in on something. You put those blinders on and you go, this is the thing I'm focusing on. I don't care what new YouTube video I've watched. I don't care what I saw another player doing. I can respect it and I can enjoy it, which I certainly do. But the thing I'm working on is in this narrow field of focus. And I think that that's one thing that the majority of us struggle with, is being comfortable in that narrow field. Like, we feel like we have to be doing all of these things. We got to be learning the scales, and we've got to be learning how to do the cage system, and we got to be learning theory, and we got to learn this, and we got to learn that, and oh, I saw this, so I want to do that. And you're never really building anything. You just have all these separate entities all over the place. Well, I would suggest in this new year, if you want to be progressing in any way, take that time, add that consistency, and narrow your focus and work on just one thing. Now, that has been my approach for over 30 years, is just zeroing in, focusing on what I want to be doing and applying myself to that. And I would be doing that whether I get paid to do it or not. And the majority of the time, I am not getting paid to do it. It's just something that I love to do. So I'm going to leave it off here. Hope this has been helpful. Till next time, take care.